Hi guys, how you doing? So, you know what time it is? It's story time. Get ready, get relaxed, get caffeinated. I just, I just had a protein shake, so I'm good. Because here we go. Today, what we're going to be talking about is your inner circle. Effective ways to control your inner circle. Well, to start off, what's your inner circle? It's the people, friends, and family that you choose. Let me say it again. Choose to be in your life. All the friends that you have in life, they're there because you've chosen them. You're in their life because they've chosen you. Family, on the other hand, we don't always get to choose our family. Hopefully we end up having the best family that we can have, but that's not always the case, is it? So, it's your job and your responsibility to choose the people that can or cannot, who have earned the right or have not earned the right to come into your life. That's your choice. If you end up choosing the right people and people that add great value to your life, wonderful, awesome, great. And you add value to theirs, fantastic. However, a lot of the time people make very unhealthy decisions of who they let into their lives, and it creates a lot of problems. A lot. Be careful and make sure the people that are coming to your life add value to your life. That's very important. Make sure that don't become anchors and end up dragging you down, because that does happen. And it brings me to the concept of status, people having status with you. I've had friends that I've known for 20 years. Since we were kids. I have a picture on my wall out in the hallway of two friends that are still friends with me to this day. That picture was for my 12th birthday. I'm 33. So yeah, known them for quite a long time, and they still to this day remain friends. Why? Because they add value and I add value to them. They've earned status, I've earned status. Think about it like this. When you go out on a date for the first time, you don't know that person. Let's just say it's a blind date. It's a blind date, right? You don't know that person, right? You're sitting there having a conversation, having a drink with them. They're getting to know you. You're getting to know them. It's very easy to mess things up in that situation. And there's a very small margin of error right there. And that trap that they can fall into. And you gotta, instead of blindly accepting everybody to be great and wonderful, and I find blindly accepting people's value without even actually seeing their value yet, blindly accepting someone's time and energy into your life, I think is a big mistake. I think people need to be careful of who they let in. I don't mean be overly guarded about it, but make sure you're screening them. Make sure you're vetting them. Making sure that they've really earned to enter that inner circle of yours. Because your life is your kingdom. That is your castle. And it's important to develop the ability to get rid of people. And yeah, that sounds brutal, that sounds harsh, but like going out on a blind date with someone, and if they immediately cause drama, immediately cause problems into your life, yeah, it's very easy to let them go because they're a stranger. They haven't earned status with you. You don't know anything about them. But if you are someone who's been married for 20 plus years, there's a lot of emotion, there's a lot of time, there's a lot of resources invested into that person. So if they start adding problems and start adding drama into your life, it's not so easy to say goodbye to them. Because there's so much invested. Even when you have kids, even when you have a family with that person, it's complicated to just, you know, press delete on that person because there's so much time invested. So I think in that situation, you gotta weigh your options. If that person's causing a lot of stress, a lot of drama into your life, a lot of frustration, and if that goes on too long, you can't keep living like that. If that person ends up becoming an anchor, it's like unfortunately you gotta make the hard choice and let them go. Do what you can to fix the problem. Find the solution to the problem. But if nothing's working and you've tried anything, you gotta pull that trigger. Because this is something that most people won't tell you, what I'm about to tell you now. That it's very important to care and love and respect other people. But it's a little more important to love and respect and value yourself. Why? Because if all your self-value and your self-worth is invested into one person or many people, and those people end up leaving your life, they take your self-worth and their self-value with them. You see how that works? And then you're left a mess. And what's the point of worth living? You know, all my value, my identity was taken with that person. What's the point of keep going? That when all your value and your self-worth is invested into you and that person's leaves, you have something left to survive with. It's hard, it's difficult, and it's a traumatic experience, but at least you still have your identity and your self-worth intact, that you can build yourself back up again, and you'll be okay. So that person, remember this, a person that's in your inner circle are people that add value. The person in the center of your inner circle is you, and only you. You got to remember that. I don't know if any of you guys watch AEW, All Elite Wrestling, but you got to look at yourselves as Chris Jericho. He's the center of the inner circle. He's the AEW World Champ. Right? He calls the shots. He decides who enters and who leaves. Am I right? Because he's the center of the circle. You gotta establish higher value by making sure you're qualifying people into your life, especially new people. Especially if it's a new romantic relationship or if it's a friendship. You know, maybe you guys connect because you have a lot in common. Great. Wonderful. Fantastic, right? But you got to make sure you're qualifying them. And they should be qualifying you too. And make sure you bring something to the table in their life. And you're not just there to to be there, just someone to hang out with. Because if you want to establish any kind of importance or be someone of really high value in their life, you got to bring something to the table, guys. And they got to bring something to the table to you. Right? Don't forget that. Give you a little short story and then we'll end this video. Hold on, before the short story. On Friday, next Friday, a week from now, I'll be doing a video about setting boundaries. So setting boundaries has a lot to do with what we're talking about today. Controlling your inner circle. Controlling the inner circle is setting boundaries. So tune in next week for an episode on setting boundaries. I'll go into a little more detail on setting healthy and effective boundaries with people. And it all ties in and relates to our inner circle episode. And also on Monday, this coming Monday, I'll be doing an episode on... Actually, it'll be an episode on the book review. But you'll have to tune in on Monday to see which book I'll be talking about. Short story, and then I'll end the video. So I haven't seen my biological father in about 20 years. I left when I was 14. Yeah, boo-hoo. Does it bother me now? No. Why? Because he may have been my biological father, but he's proven without a shadow of doubt that he doesn't bring value to my life. And it just shows that even though you're blood, you don't have to be family to be blood. The person that I actually considered to be my father, he may not have been my blood, he may not have been biological, but he established more of a connection and added value more than my father ever did. And remember that for your family members in your life as well. That your family members, whether it's your brother, whether it's your sister, whether it's your mom, whether it's your dad, whoever it is, they need to be adding value too. Maybe it's hard when you're younger or when you're an adolescent, but remember that the same rules apply to them in terms of your inner circle. That they need to be adding value too. Just because they've reached a certain age doesn't mean like, oh, well, oh, it's okay. I've stopped. I can sit back and relax right now, and they can take care of me. Maybe to an extent, yes, but at the end of the day, they still need to bring something to the table. They need to start with, whether they're a parent, whether they're a son, brother, they need to still perform. You still need to perform in their life, and vice versa. Goes right back to my father. He didn't bring anything to the table. Nothing. So where is he? He's somewhere out there. Somewhere. So you got to make sure. Always control the inner circle. And screen and vet the people that are coming in. And be okay with letting certain people go if they don't bring value anymore. Alright? Good. On that note, guys, thanks for watching. Smash the like button and subscribe. You can tune in on Monday for my book review episode. And then next Friday, it'll be the Setting Boundaries episode. Have a great weekend, and I will see you all in another life. Bye. Control that inner circle.